This is the dawn of a new era of British karting. This is the 2019 British Karting Championship. This is the best racing you will see anywhere in the world. Lights out, we're off racing in Senior Rotax, second final through the Bruno Ferrari S's under the Litchfield Bridge at 80 miles an hour out onto the banking. 34 drivers head onto the banking, and I'm looking and looks like we've got 34 drivers going onto the bridge. Now turn 4, the flashpoint. Are we going to see anybody going up the banking? Oh, they've all managed to get through cleanly. Hard braking now for the first hairpin. Oh, the leaders are all through safely. Luke Wood are bouncing over the rumble strips of the exit. Now ahead the next flashpoint, hairpin number 2. And 34 drivers still all behaving themselves impeccably towards the Fullerton S's. And now out towards James Johnson continues to lead, and that looks like all racing cart up into second. That'll be James Lang. Number 12 from Tyne and Weir. Lowther latched onto James Johnson's rear bumper like a barnacle clinging to a rock as they come off the bridge. Now, Lowther will look over his shoulder to see where. No, he's not going to look over his shoulder. He's going to say right, left hand down, indicate mirror signal manoeuvre, take the lead of the race. Look at Lewis Malin into 5th position in that number 31. Oh, Malin really having a strong one. Oh, there's somebody bouncing over the grass. And they managed to gather themselves together before they have to turn, get through cleanly, but they lost a few positions, and that was an all-white liveried cart down towards the back of the pack. Up at the front, though, it's Johnson, Lowther, Gifford. Oh, Lowther over the curbs, going through the first half of the Bruno Ferrari S's. That is a chat in one of these Rotax Max powered carts. He makes the move. Johnson just ducked out of it at the last moment, or else that could have been a big, big moment. Johnson now second. Third is his Dan Holland Racing teammate, the 5, Reese Hunter. Fourth is Gifford in the number 71 KR Sport car. Then it's Guy Cunnington on the Tony Kart chassis. Guy Cunnington is number 52. He's moving up the field from 12th from 11th on the grid into 5 already. And Morgan Rose has a problem in the Coles Racing cart. Morgan Rose in the number 9 car. After a moment, he's back in the race, but he's got a lot of catching up to do. So, it is Lowther, Johnson, Bradley Barrett, in the number 5 car in 3rd place. Kieran Gifford is 4th. Wheel to wheels have all the number 33 cart of James Lingard getting forced over the curbs there. That was very, very close indeed to being a big one. I think that was Tom Edmonds. So Tom Edmonds in cart number 25, the KR Sport machine. He did start the first final, and he's fighting his way back through as Sam Harrison picks him a place there, passing the number 45 cart of Teddy Clinton for 21st position. Now Ben Burgess, he's gained a lot of ground. Persistence spot number 13 cart. Of course, he retired from the first final, and Ben has already gained 12 places, gone from 32nd up into 20th place. But it's Lowther who leads, Barrett 2nd, Johnson is 3rd, Gifford 4th, Guy Cunnington is 5th. Then it's Reese Hunter. Then a gap back in 7th place. Oakley Pryor runs 8th. Ben Donkin is in 9th. Good drive from Ben in the number 48 car. Ben Davis rounds out the top 10. Anki Stenning, Miles Apps, Luke Woodard, Jason Lockwood and Patrick Rundqvist round out the top 15. Jake Douglas, Michael Roots, Rob Ellis, Ben Burgess and Sam Stansbury, they complete the top 20. Still, all 34 drivers that started this race are running, with Morgan Rose after that spin down in 34th. Up at the front. Change of lead. Bradley Barrett, 5th in last year's championship, moved ahead of James Lowther. Kieran Gifford and Guy Cunnington moved into P4. So James Johnson, the pole man, has now slipped back into 5th position, and if he's not careful, he's going to lose a couple more places. Cunnington and Reese Hunter are right there as well. In fact, Cunnington has already moved into... Cunnington. I thought Cunnington had moved into 4th place, but Johnson has retained 4th. He's got Cunnington and Hunter and Lewis Mail in that number 31 kart. Motoring on, and I have to say that again, I'll declare an interest. Not that I really don't, even though I know some of the drivers very well. I know some of the drivers better than others over the years, but 10 years ago, I brought into his first car, days old, as you do, and Lewis Malin, the first one, say, "Come here, Henry, get your lad." A photograph of my son Henry in a kart when he was 5 days old in Lewis Malin's Minimax kart as it was then, and that photo still hangs on my wall at home, and I'll forever be grateful. And my son didn't poo or sick in Lewis Malin's kart at 5 days old when we sat him in it. So he did his bit, and I'm forever grateful for that. But Lewis Malin is making a move now. He's got Guy Cunnington and Reese Hunter in front of him. It's Gifford and then Johnson in a gap back to Hunter. Cunnington and Malin. Oakley Pryor runs 8th. The top 4 have got a dozen kart lengths, so 5th, 6th and 7th, and then they have got about 10 kart lengths in hand. Pryor in 8th place, the Team Clay Racing driver, and Pryor is trying to keep himself ahead of Ben Donkin. Ben Donkin has got right behind him Ben Davis, Anki Stenning, Miles Apps, Luke Wooder, Patrick Rundqvist, Rob Ellis, Jake Douglas, Ben Burgess and Jason Lockwood. So it's incredible so far. We're now on lap number 8. We've still got 7.5 minutes per lap to go. And Gifford makes a move on Lowther at the second hairpin for P2. And you see Lowther looking over his shoulder. You can see James Johnson says, "Okay, well, come on, get on with it, push. I'm not going to try and make a move on you." Johnson 2 to 30 wants a nice clean race. We'll settle it all out in the last lap or two. But in the meantime, let's all try and push away. Will he get that opportunity as Gifford tries to close in on the race leader? Under the bridge they go. Out onto the banking. Now down the hill. Off turn 4. Now this is where we get 34 cars. You can see them, they're crossing over left and right. This great shot from the commentary box and the timing building. We've got carts going left and right and left all the way across the circuit. Back. Some of the drivers that were starting up near the front of the field, George has gained a few places. James Lingard has dropped back to 29th place in kart number 33. Jack McConnell, kart number 14 for the KR Sport team. He was in the final. He's gained 10 places and he's up to the 23rd place now. Tom Edmonds and Ben Burgess, the two biggest movers. Edmonds started 34th and last. He's up into 19th place now in the number 25 KR Sport kart, and he's chasing Sam Stansbury down for 18th place. But Ben Burgess, he's up to 13th place in kart number 13, the Persistence Motorsport entries just behind. No, try and point. Ben Burgess in that number 30 going to the S's now. In fact, he's behind his teammate Ben Donkin because Luke Wooder has passed Donkin for 11th place. So Burgess in 15th place. And then it's three drivers just behind him. Jake Douglas in the 20, in the 59, and Jason Lockwood as we go. So we'll be down the order. Barrett. Kieran Gifford has made the move on Bradley Barrett. James Johnson has picked up third place. James Lowther, led on, has slipped back to fourth. Into Lewis Malin in car number 31. Malin, 52nd last qualifying. Started each of his heat races 26th and last. Finished in the top 10 of the first line. He's now running in the top 5 of final 2, and he's being pushed along by number 3, Reese Hunter for the Dan Holland Racing team. So Dan Holland Racing has got 3 carts in the top 6. Guy Cunnington now runs in 7th. The number 52 cart, that green and white Tony Kart livery, Tony Kart graphics kit. Guy is Oakley Clay Racing team, cart number 66. Then is Miles Apps in place in cart number 7, and Ben Davis, the racing cart in the top 10. He rounds out the top 10 ahead of the GMS Tony Kart of Luke Wooder. Then it's Ben Burgess up into 12th place now. He's gained 20 places as number 13, Ben Burgess. Absolutely a man on a mission. As Pryor and Cunnington side by side into the second. Cunnington tries the crossover move and he gets it. But Kieran Gifford, the KR Sport team, driver number 71, fastest in qualifying, didn't always have the rub of the green in the racing itself, in the heat racing itself. Now he has clear track in 3.5 minutes to maintain station with Barrett right in his wheel tracks. Barrett, Johnson and Lowther. Second, third and fourth. Down the hill they come. Malin and Hunter trying to close in. There goes Lowther to the inside of Johnson. Oh, Lowther outbreaks himself ever so slightly. The back end of the cart stays away and Johnson got a clip there as well as Barrett. So Lowther outbreaks himself. Now, how much of a gap given Kieran Gifford? I was about to say that, well, let's have a look as they cross the line. Barrett in second place. Now, Barrett is 3/4 of a second down. Johnson is third. The gap to Johnson in third is 1.9 seconds. Johnson's got Malin, Lowther and Hunter. So Lowther's recovering. Luke Malin up into P4. In the number 31 cart. Malin to the inside. He's not hanging about. He makes the move. Side by side with Johnson. They look at each other as they enter the braking zone. Oh, Lowther's gone into it again. Lowther and Johnson and Hunter have all come together at the second hairpin. James Johnson is lucky not to get collected. Somebody's lost an exhaust. It all kicks off in the second. But up at the front, Gifford and Barrett are clear. It's now Lewis Malin in third. Fourth is Hunter. Fifth is Lowther. Oh, and I think that might be Guy Cunnington, who's got an exhaust coming loose. Possibly he was one of the drivers in that group. We've got 1 minute to go. It is Guy Cunnington. Guy gets the mechanical flag. Gifford, Barrett, Malin third, fourth. Lowther, well, you never want to be overly critical of any driver, and it's easy for me to say from my point of view, but I think maybe, just maybe, on his senior debut, the occasion just got the better of James Lowther ever so slightly a couple of times there, because tiny mistakes, tiny misjudgments are magnified when the competition is so strong. Now look at this gaggle coming out of the final corner now. That looks like Luke Wood ahead of that pack, and you've got Ben Davis, Ben Burgess. Well, Burgess in number 13, well, he started back in the car park, and he's going to finish this race inside the top 10 if he carries on the way he's going, because the clock strikes 0. The lead battle has largely been resolved. Kieran Gifford and Bradley Barrett are comfortably clear of Lewis Malin. Rhys Hunter in 4th, Pryor 5th, Lowther 6th, and Miles Atkins 7th in kart 7. And now look at this, coming up towards him in number 2, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 drivers. Well, they could probably reach over and pick each other's noses. They're so close to each other. They were led by Luke Wooder. They're now led by Ben Davis in the number 86 car. So Guy Cunnington has Jem Hepworth, Sam Baker. We start the last lap with Kieran Gifford. Was safely in the lead, but here comes Bradley Barrett. Not close enough. Now he's going to try and set Kieran Gifford up for a move into the Bobby Game corner. Defend. Now Barrett's running out of time. Into Mike Wilson complex they go. Barrett's going to get a good run out of the Mike Wilson complex. Drag race to the line. It's Gifford. Gifford wins. Barrett second. Third for Malin. What a drive for Lewis Malin. Rhys Hunter takes 4th. Lowther is 5th. Pryor 6th. And Apps is 7th. Who's going to be 8th? Ben Davis. And then in 9th is Luke Wood. And 10th from 32nd on the grid, Ben Burgess. Patrick Rundqvist, Tom Edmonds, Jake Douglas, Jason Lockwood are next. So 4 KR Sport karts finishing 11th, 12th, 13th and 14th. Then it's Anki Stenning in 15th. Ben Donkin, Sam Stansbury, Jack McConnell had a good drive all the way up to 18th place in the number 14 car. Then it's Michael Roots, and the top 20 rounded out by Ryan Luscombe. Further back, Jack Mayle, James Lingard, James Johnson. Well, poor old James Johnson in 22nd place, 23rd place rather. Morgan Rose, he had a spin earlier on, he recovered to 24th, followed by Sam Harrison, Ethan Hayes, Travis Coyne, Teddy Clinton, George Holbrook and Daniel Yude. At the very end of the race, we lost Rob Ellis. Guy Cunnington also retired. So did the only lady in the race, Jem Hepworth, as well as Sam Baker. So that is final out of the way. We've got 2 races to go. And race number 22, due to start in 11 minutes' time, will be Junior Rotax, their second final.
Don't quite know how to describe it. Obviously, the issue in qualifying put us right down at the back. Had a mountain to climb. We went back, we had to think about what went wrong, put it right, and picked them off one by one. And now we're here. And I wouldn't have pictured this yesterday evening.
Yeah, it was a really strong battle towards the end of the final. It was hard to catch up to him. It was really strong pace, but managed to catch him all the way to the last lap. It was really hard to try and get past him. Very difficult to try and find any overtakes towards the last sector of this track, but I think I came home with a strong position for going on to the next weekend.
Yeah, well, they were nerve-wracking to say the least. Qualifying went really well. The car was perfect. The team was really good all weekend. Steve Blay on the mechanics, he did a top job. So yeah, I just got to thank everyone at the team. And yeah, the car was great from start to finish. We had a bit of a bad second heat with coming off, but we come back through to 7th, which was good. Won the second heat, and yeah, come away with the win at the end of the weekend. So I'm over the moon.